and bigger always means more expensive. So it's just more people, more expenses. You have 2 internet bills now. You have 2 phone bills now.
Welcome to Brand Talk with Rachel and Drew. I'm Drew.
I'm Rachel.
We are excited to talk about how to make money behind the chair and beyond the chair. We're going to discuss 3 income streams that you should have in your salon today. So let's go. Rach, what are some things that they really should have in place? Top 3. Let's let them have it.
Top 3 for sure are going to be obviously owning your salon. You should be having an owner stream of income. And a lot of people that we talk to, I'd say 9 out of 10 do not have that. And if they have it, it's not consistent. So making sure that you have salon owner income. A lot of people think that, oh, that's my hair money that I'm paying myself as an employee. No, that is your employee payroll to yourself for being a owner, CEO, CFO, CMO, what all the roles you are inside your business. That is one stream. Your second stream is you as the talent of the business, okay? And that's you doing the hairs, doing the extensions, doing, lashes, whatever it is that you do. And then the third stream is obviously you selling your retail products, your hair extensions, if you've built your own brand, like you being able to really use your salon as a launch pad to be able to sell and do all kinds of different things. A lot of people think that they have to go set up another shop or set up another storefront to be able to do something else. And really, you already have a space. You already have the overhead covered, right? You've got the people in place. You're already open. You have opening hours. You have a build out that's already been done. So those are like the 3 main ones that I see a lot of people missing out on. And every single salon owner listening to this should have at least those 3 set up. And obviously the goal is to get to like 7 to 10 income streams, but those first 3 are the most important.
They're right there. And the huge trap that we hear a lot of people that I've also fallen into, we've both done this, is you expand too soon. We talked a little bit about that in the last episode. If you haven't checked that out, go listen to it. I think it's episode 83.
Mm-hmm. Ish.
Yeah. 83-ish. But if you expand too soon, or if you get a better, like say you get a great deal on a new building and it's bigger, there's a lot of challenges that are going to come with that. And bigger doesn't mean more income, right? It usually means more cost. So you really want to be careful. I think a lot of people want to expand their space, or they want to have like 26 chairs. To do a couple million, you can have 12 chairs.
It's not about the chairs as it is about how you utilize your chairs. Mm-hmm. And bigger always means more expensive. So more expenses, everything.
It costs more to sweep that place.
It's just more people, more expenses. You have 2 internet bills now. You have 2 phone bills now. You have 2, boulevard bills now. You have all, you just whatever it is, double. It's like you had twins.
Think about
you didn't
the production.
Have one. You got 2.
Think about the production that you'll have to bring in the amount of income to compensate for now 2.
Yeah.
Like you said, your overhead's double. Really think about what that means in regard to you having to produce that amount of customer service challenges, growth on the back end of that.
Yeah. So again, your salon ownership, number 1, and we're gonna that's kind of what we're diving into first, is like that income stream. So that's likely your core income stream, right? And or should be. So if you are obviously you as a hairstylist who happens to have a lease, or you own a salon, that is like not the same as ownership. We've got to get your salon operating and profitable so that you can take an owner distribution, right? You can have an owner salary. And also if you're an S Corp, which if your business is making a lot of money, you definitely likely need to become an S Corp. And that would be something that you have to have yourself on payroll to be able to hit that requirement. So the core income streams for sure would be you as a salon owner, right? So that's the core income stream. And then you've also got a second core income stream, which is likely you being the talent of the business, which I like to see that income going into more of a 1099 situation, into a separate LLC for you actually doing the hairs. So almost, obviously depending on your state, if that's allowed or not. If you're in California, I know it's a little bit of some hoops and hurdles you got to jump through, but here in Texas, really pretty much anywhere else in the country, I always recommend separating your hair money from the business. That way you have clarity, you have visibility into what you're bringing in versus what the salon's bringing in. But then also you have that money separate. And then if you are having to bail out the salon every month, at least you have to make that transfer and you are well aware of how much you are reaching into your hair money pocket to contribute to your salon. And that usually right there is going to be like that happening regularly or bi-monthly or bi-weekly, daily, who the hell knows. That right there will really create a lot of visibility into the red flag if your business is just not making it without you as the hairstylist.
Yeah, another thing that you can go kind of fall into a trap on is going real wide. We've talked about this before, but people that are wanting to do multiple services in the beauty industry and they've kind of lost their sight on specializing. Like you make 1 to 2 million specializing and being better at a certain thing than everyone else.
Yeah.
Think about Chick-fil-A. They've been doing the same thing for 75 years.
Slinging chicken.
Chicken sandwiches. Like that's a really great lesson on a really profitable company that's very efficient. And they changed the game in the fast food industry, and they've been around for 75 years. It's a long time. So hold the course, do what you do, and then do it better than anyone else and go vertical in that aspect rather than going wide. Like you don't want to be the one-stop shop. You don't want to be the Costco salon where they can get everything. You know, there's just a lot of marketing, there's a lot of overhead, and there's a lot of outreach and marketing needed for each thing that you're looking to do. If you're going to do a boutique, cool. You're going to have a whole system and whole management, whole ops around that boutique. If you're going to do other things as well, they're going to need their own operations, their own management. And if you have one manager managing everything, they have so much bandwidth. So make sure that you keep your strengths first and don't go too wide. You want to make sure you keep going vertical.
Yeah, so what he's saying, like that right there, like that whole, like that takes discipline to stay on the course, right? So if you're doing luxury, lived-in color and hair extensions, like ride that train.
3 million.
Well, yeah, at least ride it past 1 million or so before you start trying to accessorize your business. A lot of times people are trying to create accessories on their business thinking that that's the thing that's going to get them to the $1 million mark. Oh, well, if I start doing lashes or I start offering this, I add a boutique, I have brow waxing, I have all these extra things, right? I get this person to come do massage once a week or whatever. Like all that's going to do is, like he said, it's going to stretch everyone. It's going to stretch the marketing. It's going to stretch everything. And it's going to actually not accessorize your business. It's actually going to take away and slow things down. Exactly.
Like you can do all that, but you want to do it in a particular sequence. So getting your, like she was saying, if you're doing lived-in color extensions, getting that to where you want it to go first, to where it's growing and you see it growing and you're adding people and you got a good system, you got good hiring processes, good firing processes, good development, and you got a ramp system going on with your team, and then you can add the other things later.
Yeah, and I know that there's like obviously other, coaching curriculum or whatever systems that teach you to do all the things that, you're going to do the brow waxing at the bowl, you're going to do lip wax at the bowl, you're going to do color and extensions and nails and this, that, and the other. And I just personally don't agree with it because I think that you are trying to be a master of many and not a master of one thing. So what ends up happening is you've got a chair that's just like very regularly vacant because you've got this person now over here doing this like other thing. And it's like, no, like, let's become really, really freaking good at these two things. Let's be really, really known, bless you,
I think I just pulled my
these. Let's be really well known for these two things, right? And yes, you can have these other things that you offer, but it's like kind of like the secret menu at Starbucks. Or, you're going to have your core offers and then you're going to have these other things. So again, salon ownership, you as the talent in the business, if you're still in that role, I still do the hairs, maybe 3-4 days a month because I want to, because it's a creative outlet for me. I don't need the money. I enjoy the money, but it's a creative outlet for me, and that money goes straight to me. It doesn't have to flow through my salon to get to me. All right. So that is two separate streams, just so we're clear. Not one, it's two. Third stream being obviously your product sales, and or hopefully you have a luxury line of hair extensions or retail that you're selling. That's your own brand that allows you to leverage where that client is repeatedly coming back to get that, to re-up on that product or re-up on their extensions because of the fact that they can't get that product anywhere else. And that is so, so important. There's a bunch of other income streams that we shared at Power Couple, but these are the 3 to 4 main ones that we wanted to share with you guys today.
And that's a big one because it's going to be a higher ticket item, Yes. So if you want to, you have to have true exclusivity. If you're doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, they can all purchase from the websites. If you got a QR code or you got a tax ID, you can get the product. So you really want to have your product, at least your main product, being truly exclusive and world class. You need both of those things to be able to create the value for people that will allow you to make the profits that you're looking to make.
Yeah, and the selling of hair extensions. I'm not talking about just selling to your client base, right? Like obviously you need that product. You're probably ordering hair extensions anyway. You're likely ordering from a bigger brand that, you know, your client could, if they knew the brand, they could go find out how much it costs, or they could go find another stylist on the stylist locator that uses that product and then cut you out of the way, right? So, you know, it's important that you partner up with a brand that is more exclusive, like Drew's talking about, or create your own, which we could obviously help you do with BYOB. But like the exclusivity is important because that creates that ongoing recurring revenue inside your business. And you also are likely going to have a bunch of people, eyeballs on your stuff, watching your transformations, looking at the color blends you've been able to create with this product. And you can create another, I'm talking now 5 income streams of you now selling to your local stylist community, and you're essentially the luxury hair dealer in town, right? Like El Chapo. So
kilos, grams, and profits, baby.
Yeah. So we're not advising that you sell drugs.
Yeah,
by
don't
any
sell
means.
drugs.
Please don't do that. Drugs aren't cool. But what we are telling you that is cool, so cool, is selling your brand locally, being the go-to hotspot for not only the luxury services, the lived-in color and extensions that you do, but also having this, you're an education hub. You're the go-to person. You are the person in your community that shows people what's possible, that the sky's the limit. I can do anything, you know, and this is what we do here. Like, this is just the norm. Like, we do amazing work. We also facilitate education for people who aren't even in our salon. Like, we are just
Authority.
an authority in a sense, like a hub for amazing things. So that also helps too. But your brand, right? So if you've started your own brand, or you are, you know, really wanting to, whether it be extensions, retail, or both, that likely is going to start inside the growth stream, right? And then it can very quickly become one of the core income streams, depending on how serious you are about building it. So your growth stream is going to be stuff that's currently in play, or stuff that you recently started. Okay. So, and if you have different types of services in your business, such as lashes, brows, waxing, you know, whatever, these other like smaller ticket services that have been around for many, many years, and they are not at all like ever gonna make it into the core income stream lane, like I would not put a ton of effort or marketing efforts or push behind those particular things, because it's so much harder to scale your company with those couple of things than it is for you to really double down on the lived-in color and hair extensions, which is what we teach all of our clients to do if they own a salon.
Yep.
And that really circles back to the episode, 2 weeks ago, about sales and selling 5 $1,000 things versus selling, you know, what was it? $2,100 things. I mean,
you know how hard it is to sell $2,100 things?
I just don't want to even think about it.
Think about selling $100 thing, and you have to have that whole conversation, and then you got to fulfill on the $100 thing.
Yeah.
Time put in.
Yeah.
You know, and then the profit derivative on the back of the $100 thing. It's just really, and there's nothing wrong with $100 things. It's just, if you're going to sell that, or say you're going to go build an e-commerce store and you're going to sell $20 things and $40 things and $100 things, like, you got to be a master of marketing, and you got to have a big ass ad budget to get the eyeballs on that thing, to get the conversions that you need. So selling, in our opinion, selling lower ticket stuff is more difficult.
Yeah, it is. And also there's that perceived value too that is so prevalent in our industry specifically. You know, if you say, oh yeah, my haircuts are $40, you know, and somebody might be like, oh my gosh, like, she must not do a good haircut. Like, yeah, that's so cheap.
And
like,
on the back of that,
think about that.
Like, there's something I want to add to that. And if say on a haircut, you can literally triple the price of your haircut and raise the perceived value of the haircut in the beauty industry. You can't do this in all industries, but in the beauty industry, if you cost $150
Yeah.
for a haircut, that makes a statement to the marketplace about your haircut. If you charge $40 for the haircut, that makes a statement. So hear what I'm saying. It's nuts. I know it doesn't even make sense, but this is how it is. You can charge triple for the haircut, and then people will look at your menu and they will perceive your haircut as more valuable because you charge more for it.
And I'm going to make a statement on that note. Your haircut better be really fucking good if you are going to triple your price. Just so we're clear.
It's got to be excellent.
It's got to be excellent. Absolutely. And you know, a lot of times people are just so scared to raise their prices because they're so scared of what people are going to do.
Well, that's the fulfillment piece. Like
yes.
it definitely needs to be complete so people are getting the value that you're charging for. But what I'm talking about is even just the perceived value of your menu.
And this could be something that you might choose to implement to new people, you know, right off the bat, which I would highly recommend. Anytime we help our clients, you know, with that price increase, which, I mean, it's something that they've put off for years and years and years. I mean, we had a client, I think it was last week or the previous, like we did our business analysis. She has been literally progressively becoming less profitable year over year, only because, not that her expenses rose really, but the fact that inflation and everything else, she's just constantly, like, without even a 5% raise annually, she is just digging herself a deeper and deeper and deeper hole. And that's why you start to see lots of businesses, you know, including, what was it, Toys R Us and all these other huge companies, you know,
that one stung.
Been around, huh?
That one stung a little bit.
I was really
Toys
upset
R Us.
about that. Yeah. I used to love to go. Babies R Us. I was so sad when Babies R Us closed. So, you know, it's like that's the stuff that you start to see these massive corporations that have been around forever and ever, these mom and pops that have been around forever and ever. And they have such a loyal following, or, you know, not maybe a following, maybe they're not so good at the social media stuff, but they've got the in-person customer base that's been coming to them forever. And then they, like, someday, one day have to shut their doors because they just have never they've never done any updates. You know, the space looks the same, it smells the same, they're slinging the same stuff, there's nothing new, you know, and that only gets you by for so long. Or, you know, a lot of your clientele has died off. You know, if there's a, you know, if you've got the older stores and the clientele is older, you know, you have to modernize. You have to, you know, keep up with the times. And if you don't, you will get left behind. So I really want you guys to view your salon. Your salon is not, you know, supposed to be a headache. Okay. Your salon is supposed to be a great place that you can, you know, offer incredible services. You can really mold and develop incredible team members. You can create a business bigger than yourself, and it's a launch pad. So, you know, like I mentioned, you already have a space. You've already built it out. You know, maybe you're paying on the build out right now. Maybe you've already paid it off like us. And, you know, why go do another one, right? Like, when you can fully maximize and monetize where your own feet are. And that's what I always try to push people to do. If I can catch them at a position before they sign a new lease, before they go do that thing, they always think, including us, we've done this. It's like tempting. Egos talking, you know, it's like, we should do this, you know, because other people are telling us to. People are always going to try to get you to go do big things and go take risks because they're afraid to do it themselves. And most times entrepreneurs are the ones that are like 1,000% okay jumping off a cliff with no parachute, aka opening a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th location.
Well, I mean, you need a parachute.
You should have one.
But it opens on the way down.
Yeah. Maybe if you packed it right.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, but that's the thing. It's like, just can you fully say that you have maximized and monetized where you are? Every single chair is utilized every single day, all day. Every stylist is hitting their goals. Every stylist is performing optimally. You have fully fished in your own pond of clients and everything else. Meaning you have exhausted your client. You have a client acquisition system that is just popping, and you've got ongoing repeat people coming back in. You're getting people back in. The answer is usually no. And the answer is no for us. I mean, we know these things. We have these things set up, and we never, ever run out of people to message, people to call back, people to reel back in. And there's so many people that try to just, because it's hard or because it's maybe they're not getting instant gratification, like your business isn't, delivering to you what you want, like DoorDash in 30 minutes, that you think, oh, I got to do this other thing,
Yeah. Yeah. So there's the elusive, it's shiny. It's exciting. It's risky, but there are elements and there's phases to the business, just because you will get good opportunities too. Like you may have a great opportunity for a new space and it is legit and it is real and it is once in a lifetime, but that doesn't mean that it's going to contribute to you getting to the goal. They're separate. They're not one and the same.
And there really is not ever like a once in a lifetime. Like there's this new space opportunity that, we get opportunities all the time. We talked about this over the weekend at Power Couple. We have opportunities that present themselves or people bring them to us, right? And they're like, y'all should do this, or I'm selling my salon, want to buy it, this, that, and the other. And it's like, we could, but should we? No,
Nope.
Not interested, because it's like you have to understand too, where your output goes, you're outputting all of this effort and time and energy and bandwidth and resources. And what does that do to your existing thing you got going on?
You only have so much energy.
And it's like, okay, if you want to do something just to do something, that, at least acknowledge that. And that's okay. Like we talked this past weekend, I almost opened a really awesome, healthy little eatery cafe, literally we were supposed to open March of 2020. Well, we all know what happened then. It's important that, I'm like, you know what? I had to prioritize my salon in that instance. I'm like, look, am I going to focus on this new thing, or am I going to support and really double down on this current thing that I've been doing? That's great. So you have to prioritize of what's actually more important. And it doesn't mean that you can never go do that thing that you want to do, but is it the right time? Is it more important now to really almost put the other thing that you got going on that's finally doing well on the line to now do this other thing? And that's kind of self-sabotage also.
Yeah. Do you think that there's a lot of people still leaning on the COVID thing?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about that. We meet people who talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
But it's move on. You have to, oh my gosh, we're in 2025. Move on.
They'll do that. They'll lean on it. They'll stick with that.
Well, yeah, but it was a challenge, but boo-hoo. Everything's challenging. We don't have AC in this damn room right now. Our new AC hadn't been installed, and I got a fan down here, and I've got a hot belly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see a lot of that. They'll come in, people will just keep. They mention it still quite a bit.
Yeah, I just mentioned it, but
COVID,
but it's I'm giving an example of a story.
Yeah, they mention it as in a current state.
No.
So you
absolutely
hear
not.
a lot of that.
People are spending money. People are buying stuff. People are still buying designer bags and brand new cars. You are A-okay. People are buying stuff. People are buying homes. People are going on vacations. People are, for the love of God, if someone will sit here and spend an extra $2 on organic strawberries versus non-organic strawberries, you can make it. You're fine. People will pay for extra for things that they find valuable. Even if they know they can get it for cheap. And everybody can go get whatever you're doing or slinging for cheaper. But it's the experience that you create and the value that you provide that is going to make them either say yes or no, that was worth it to spend that amount of money on that service or experience with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. But your income streams are reliant on the value that you are creating. So again, if you have, we've talked about this already a couple times now, but going vertical is a lot easier. It's not easy, but it's easier than going wide, right? Such as opening the little cafe I was going to do. And in that season of life, that was I was chilling. my salon was doing $2.5 million a year. I was educating. I owned my home outright. I didn't have a mortgage. I had 2 kids. I was by myself, and I'm like, I'm freaking bored. I want to open a cafe.
You remember what mortgage means?
You know.
I do. Do you?
No, I know. I feel like I'll know it when you say it.
Till death.
Yeah.
And that nuts.
Yeah.
That's what it means. That's what the
horrible,
translation of the word is.
Okay, well, I didn't have that, but you know, it's like I was bored, and I creatively was bored, and I honestly was creating this little cafe called Kale Yeah, and I still will do it. I've said that, like, we will.
Yeah,
do
we talked about that.
But for funsies, like, not
like later.
Like, it's got to obviously like cover its own bills and be profitable and whatever. But yeah, like, that's just something that's just more of a passion project, if you will. But, like, you know, if you're thinking that, like, if you're that would be like a bonus. That would be like not a core income stream, not even a growth income stream necessarily, but just like a effort income stream. And that for me was going wide, but I had already, like, I didn't have any like big things on the radar that I really wanted to accomplish at the time. I was already doing everything that I wanted to do. And I had, you know, several $100,000 in a life insurance policy. I was doing A-okay. And that's the only reason that I even entertained my own idea of doing that. But again, salon ownership.
You were 28.
27, yeah.
Yeah.
27, yeah.
Doing all that. So just for context, she just turned 34. You're 34. Welcome to the mid-30s.
I'm an old bird, you know.
You know, knees cracking, hips hurt.
My knees have been cracking since I was like 17. That's nothing new. But just identify, like, I would challenge you guys to do a little bit of like kind of an active income stream diagnostic with yourself. Like, what are your core streams? What are your growth streams? And we didn't even hardly get to the third one, but your wealth building streams, right? Like, your wealth building streams is something that we were all up in at Power Couple. But for this, the basis of this episode, I really want you guys to really force yourselves to rate your different income streams, and are they core income streams or are they in the growth income stream mode? And if they've been in growth income stream mode for 50 years, 5 years, you know, like, it's probably time to either let that dream die or really get serious about building that and getting that to the core income stream zone. So
yeah. So whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to grow, growth is going to look like driving conversations, attention to the thing, so you can have the conversations with the customer, the potential customer. That way you can offer to solve their problem. So whatever you're doing, you're gonna have to do that on each one of them. So really focus on the thing that's going to bring in the most income for you and your business, and then you can do all the things that you want to do in time. Like, we'll probably do this cafe in a year or two. But it's going to be for fun, like she said. It's going to be a passion project. And
totally for fun. I'm so not running it either.
Little like a shipping container or something like that we'll redo and stick somewhere, and then we can go get green juice in the morning on the way to the office.
Like a lifestyle thing, like just a creative project, because y'all know I love a good project. So, but yeah, it's hilarious. I'm like sitting here messaging a client back. She just fired someone. I'm so happy for her. Like, yeah,
clip the bush.
Finally,
clip the
been a
flower,
pain in your ass for 6
petals.
weeks. You finally fired her. Good for you. But yeah, you know, you gotta. A lot of times the salon owner income is like, that's the thing that's chilling in growth mode, or we'll like put it there. You know, salon owners will like put it there. Well, I've only been open 4 years. I've only been open 5 years. You know, we're still building. No. You should have salon owner income after year 1 or 2, period. Like late, like, and even that's like, you're a late bloomer.
You're just doing it out of sequence.
That'd be like you starting your period when you're like 40 years old. Like, it is meant to happen. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go there.
It's dramatic.
Brooks is like, what?
Ow.
But that's like you, like late bloomer. Like, it's not late. It's overdue. Like, there's a problem. Okay. We got some problems of some sort. You just never know what I'm going to say over here. And it's time to like do it or don't, you know what I mean? And, I think it's important to get your salon into your core income stream as quickly as freaking possible. And that all circles back to systems, making sure you got the right people, making sure you're really building a business. You're not just sitting here flexing that you own the salon, but like you aren't actually, you're like playing dress up as a business owner, really. Mm-hmm. And that you really protect what you're building. I mean, if you really think about it, especially on the leasing episode that we did, what was it, 2 episodes ago? I mean, you are signing a big girl lease. Like, you are signing this thing, and like there is a lot of money on the line.
Legally
and this thing,
binding documents.
This thing's got to work out, and it can't just be this like hobby. I mean, unless you want to, do it like the cafe way, like I want. Like, yeah, that's just gonna be a passion project. Like, that's a cool thing. It's got to pay for. Like, I have requirements. Like, it's got to provide some stream of income, right? It doesn't need to take away from what we're doing, and it needs to just be like something fun that we can interact with if and when we want. Like, those are the rules. And if it can't do that, then it won't happen, period. So that's kind of my thought on that. But there's an example for you guys of vertical versus wide.
Yeah. I want to share something, and I want to,
wait, what?
Yeah. Did you hear? Did you hear what they did?
Who's
they? They just brought back an extinct animal.
Who?
They just brought back the dire wolf.
How does that happen?
It is freaking
Has it been
insane.
frozen?
They're about to do mammoths too.
It's very complex.
Is this like a GMO?
It's genetic stuff. Yeah, genetic sequencing. It is wild. There's Evan poking his head into the window. But yeah, crazy.
Wow.
Dire wolves. You're probably seeing it on social media.
Is that necessary? Like, is that like a good thing, or is it going to be like a?
No, it is a good thing. It's really good for the ecosystem and the things like that. But they're these little puppies. They're super cute. Howling. That's the first dire wolf.
Been thinking about this the whole episode?
Last 10 minutes or so.
You weren't listening to what I was saying.
I was listening. You're just going. So I'm just here to.
We had somebody on like 3 days ago, and he was talking about that.
Yeah. So wild. But yeah. So thanks for listening, everybody.
See you on the next episode.
See ya.